What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to have a look at a Game Week 27 free hit team. So as you are probably all aware, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal have a blank game week in Game Week 27 while Burnley have a double game week. Now it is a great opportunity to use your free hit, especially if you still have two free hits available like me. I'm about 95% sure I'm going to activate my free hit in Game Week 27. The only thing that will probably change that is there are a lot of injuries to the Liverpool and Arsenal players that I'd probably want to sell them for the long term, but that's not really likely to happen to the extent that it would need to. So here is my current free hit draft that I am planning on activating and using in Game Week 27. It could change, but here is where I am at now. So on the bench, we start with Foster, Mbeumo, Dalot and Veltman. Just some cheap enablers with good fixtures in Game Week 27. Foster doesn't particularly have a good fixture against Manchester United, but he is the cheapest starting goalkeeper in the game and has a fixture this week. And he is on my bench, and I'm pretty certain that my starting goalkeeper will play in Game Week 27. And then we have Mbeumo with a good fixture as a cheap enabler in my midfield. We then have Dalot, and then we have Veltman as well on the bench. But the most important part is let's dive into this starting 11. The first option we've got is in goal is Nick Pope of Burnley. So Burnley, as I said, have a double game week, and we're going to start off with Pope in goal with Crystal Palace and Leicester in Game Week 27. Now, Burnley have definitely turned a corner in recent game weeks in terms of their defensive form, keeping a clean sheet in Game Week 26 and a few game weeks before that as well. And Pope is always a good option to have because normally they don't score too many goals. He is good for save points, and that means he's also very good for bonus points as well. It's a really nice double game week for them. The only team with a double game week, and as anyone knows me well enough, you'll know that I love to pick players with an extra fixture in that particular week. So Pope starts in goal, and on top of him we add Ben Mee in the defence, again with the double game week of Crystal Palace and Leicester. Now it was going to be James Tarkowski of Burnley, however he didn't take part in the first double game week 26 fixture for Burnley, so we don't know whether he's going to be available for game week 27. If he is available, he'll probably start over Ben Mee because he has slightly more goal threat, but if that's not going to be the case, then Ben Mee will come into my starting 11. The reason for this Burnley defender is Crystal Palace and Leicester have conceded more goals from set pieces, from headed chances than any other team in the league. Now, Ben Mee or Tarkowski, although the clean sheet chances may not warrant going for a defensive double up on the two, I do think Pope is a great option for his save points and for his bonus point potential, and then the centre-back option is great for what they could potentially add from those attacking returns from those corners that they will get in that double game week. Next up, we add Cancelo. So yes, a lot of you with a non-free hit team will have Cancelo in your starting lineup, but of course Cancelo is going to go here. After that defeat to Tottenham, I always expect Manchester City to bounce back after a defeat, and we've gone with Cancelo. He should start. They have no midweek fixture, so that is a full week of rest going into the Everton game. Cancelo looks so good. If you watch the Tottenham-Manchester City game, he could have scored about 3 times in the opening half alone. So I think it's a great fixture, a good clean sheet opportunity because Everton have looked so poor in recent weeks under the new manager Frank Lampard, and then the attacking returns I think Cancelo can add on top. And the final defensive option to complete the defence and goalkeeper is Livramento of Southampton. So Norwich at home is a great fixture for Southampton. They seem to be turning a corner back to some of the good form that they saw at the start of the season, and Livramento returning at a very similar time I think is no coincidence at all. He got 12 points in Game Week 26 with a clean sheet, maximum bonus points and an assist in that victory for Southampton. So I do really like him as an option. He's a good cheap enabler as well because he has dropped in price a few times over the past few weeks since he's been out injured, and he has a great fixture at home to Norwich, who are struggling again to score some goals. They've looked better in recent weeks, but it's still a fixture that you definitely want to target. So some nice doubles in there for Pope and Ben Mee, and then some good fixtures in there for Livramento and Cancelo. Livramento definitely a differential going into this week, whereas Cancelo is one that I think everyone will own. Moving into the midfield, the first one we add is Son of Tottenham. Now, he looked great in Game Week 26 as he picked up 2 assists and 2 bonus points against Manchester City in that 3-2 victory. He looked great. He could have scored some goals as well. He's playing against a Leeds side who we know leak a lot of chances and are definitely not on form at the moment. That result will definitely boost the confidence of all those Tottenham players, and Son being on set pieces as well, I think is an absolutely fantastic option to go with. He's a bit more expensive, but the key thing with a free hit this week is because I'm not having Salah, because I'm not having Trent. It's much easier to afford a lot of these big premium players that maybe we can't squeeze into our team because of those premium Liverpool assets. But with no fixture for Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea this week, the money is much easier to spread around, especially being on a free hit. And I don't have to worry about having a lot of these players in my team long term. Next up in the midfield, we add Riyad Mahrez of Manchester City again. So I emphasize how poor I think Everton have been in recent weeks, and that's why we add Mahrez on top of Cancelo so far. So Mahrez is also on penalties and on some set pieces depending on if De Bruyne is on the pitch, but we know he's on penalties. He's scoring a lot of them recently. He didn't start in game week 26. He should have a full week's rest before hopefully coming back into that starting lineup in game week 27. He's the most explosive option for Manchester City, and he's playing a team that are conceding a lot of chances at the moment. I'm very excited about what the opportunity of having Mahrez in my free hit team for game week 27 can bring. Now next to him we have Bruno Fernandez, who is currently playing. So I'm recording on Sunday morning before the final matches take place. But Bruno Fernandez, Watford at home, he seems to have just picked up a slight injury, but he looks like he'll be fine. He's continuing on. Playing a Watford team that have definitely improved their defensive form under Roy Hodgson, but I do think that Bruno Fernandez and Manchester United will be too strong for this Watford team going into game week 27. You could go for the likes of Sancho. You could go for Cristiano Ronaldo up front. Marcus Rashford has been dropped for this game, so we'll have to wait and see and sort of predict if he comes back into the lineup for game week 27. But I think Fernandez and I think Sancho are probably safer picks, and I've gone with Fernandez just because of how good he's looked in the new change of system now that they're playing that 4-2-3-1 again and changed away from that 4-2-2-2. So Fernandez is in there again, and to complete the lineup, we've currently gone with Phil Foden to complete this Manchester City triple up of Cancelo, Mahrez and Foden. Again, I think they'll want to bounce back after losing and dropping points against Tottenham to really open up the title race. And I think if Liverpool win against Leeds midweek, they're only 3 points behind them, hot on their heels, so they will want to put a performance in against Everton to really revive their title charge that they have been going on over the past couple of weeks. I almost went for Sterling in here, and I think if Jesus is out, I may try and find a way to get Sterling in over Foden, but it seemed like a great place to save a little bit of money because I couldn't quite afford it because I do have such a premium team here because no Salah, no Trent as I mentioned. So I have had to go with Foden over Sterling, but I still think he's a great option to go with. So that is my premium midfield. We've got Foden, Mahrez, Son and Fernandez. Again, highlighting what you can do if you don't have Salah in your team. Just before we dive into the forwards, if you are enjoying, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new and like the video. It is much appreciated, of course. Now, up front, we start off with our third Burnley player in Wout Weghorst. Again, he has looked so good in recent weeks. He got a goal and assist so far in game week 26 and still has a match to go. He's playing against a team, as we've said, who concede a lot of chances from set pieces and in the air. And so Weghorst, being the absolute giant that he is, I think has a good chance of getting something in at least one of these two games. And he's very cheap, a good enabler when you do want to squeeze in all of those other premium options in your midfield. You might also want to squeeze in a premium option up front, and the one I've gone with is Harry Kane. Given the form that he showed in that match against Manchester City, he got 2 goals, maximum bonus points, and Tottenham and Son and Kane look like they're slowly getting back to their best. They're playing against a Leeds team that do love to concede chances. Kane has looked great in recent weeks. He's been quite unlucky and finally capitalised on some of those chances that he's been getting in that Manchester City fixture. So he is in there to combine with Weghorst up front. And the final forward, again, we've had to go for a slightly budget option in here, which is Broja of Southampton. Again, he's looked so good in recent weeks. It's such a bargain price. If you're not on free hit, I still think he's a great asset for you to be looking to bring in and buy this week. It's a great fixture against Norwich. Southampton will be wanting to get something from this, and I've doubled up with Livramento and Broja in my team. So this is the starting 11. Cancelo, me, Livramento in front of Pope, Foden, Mahrez, Son, Fernandez, Broja, Weghorst and Kane. Now, in terms of captaincy, my captaincy armband is currently on Wout Weghorst. Anyone knows me well knows I absolutely love a double game week player. I'm always going to back a double game week player over a single game week player. That's why I had a bench including the likes of Cancelo, Luka Dean and Watkins in game week 26. Luckily, they didn't burn me too much, and Weghorst is currently the one that I'm going with. I could go with Pope, who's probably going to be my vice captain, but given that I already have a Burnley defensive double up with Pope and me, I feel like putting the captaincy armband on one of those those is slightly too much. Weghorst looks so good so far in Game Week 26. The oppositions concede chance from set pieces, and Weghorst is an absolute monster. So he has got the captaincy armband for me so far in this Game Week 27 free hit team. Let me know in the comments what you think of this team, any questions you have about your team going into Game Week 27, chip strategy, transfers, players to target, players to avoid, everything like that in the comment section down below. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please do like and subscribe. Trying to get to 16,000 subscribers before the next game week. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back again very soon.